Imaginad un lugar en el que la gente puede ver lo que no ha visto jamás.
Este proyecto es un tanto estrafalario.
A la gente le fascina lo exótico y lo macabro. ¿De acuerdo? Te presento al famoso gigante irlandés.
No soy irlandés.
Ya puliremos el acento.
First of all, I love the 11 on the cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's really great.
Thank you.
I credit him for, and now I'm obsessed with the show. It's
Yeah.
I did too know.
Yeah.
It's a show to be obsessed.
It's worth it.
I have to say. Well, first question: musicals in movie history have this power to stick to the audience. The songs pass through time. We can't stop listening to. I like to know your opinion about what does The Great Showman have to become one of those legendary musicals in movie history. We'll have to wait how the audience responds, but in your opinion.
I think already Michael Gracie, set out to do something that hadn't been attempted in a long time, which is create an all original musical. Every song is original. The story is original. Our characters are sort of fictional versions of the real story of P.T. Barnum and his creation of the circus. But there's so much in the film you can't really encapsulate it. It's a movie about freedom, about embracing who you are and loving yourself and loving others for who they are, and about love. And I don't know, it's very neat to see that somebody could even attempt something like that, and the fact that Hugh Jackman, probably one of the greatest showmen ever, is portraying this role, because he really is that in real life, I believe. It had everything kind of going for it, and I think we're pretty lucky to be a part of it.
This movie deals a lot about how show business became in the 1850s. I love a part where P.T. Barnum learns how to deal with bad reviews, as there's no such thing as bad publicity. I'd like to know, how do you deal with maybe bad reviews or the dark side of what's written about you in show business?
There is such a thing as bad publicity. That's true. But I will say that everybody kind of deals with it differently. I think the most important thing, and something I heard, I forgot. I was watching something. I don't know if Oprah was involved. I don't know what it was.
She probably was.
It was an interview of some sort, and I was like, those things where you don't really pay attention, and then you're like, wait a minute, and then you start paying attention. Yeah. Someone said, he was like allowing, for example, like with social media, allowing people to affect you that way, that you've never met before and will probably never meet, is allowing for, if you stopped at a red light, and a stranger, you allowed a stranger in your car to scream terrible things at you about how terrible you are and all this crazy stuff, and then get out. In real life, in that scenario, you'd probably be like, what the hell? And you'd probably laugh it off and it would be nothing. But it's the same thing. It's like social media and allowing that to hurt you and defeat you. You don't know that person. It's a stranger that just jumped into your car, said crazy things, and then left, and you'll never see him again. So why do you let that affect you? Why do you take that way? So I thought that was an interesting analogy.
It is a very
And I was like, you know what? That's true. Like, get out of my car.
I heard a great author talk about his books being reviewed, and he used to take them to heart really seriously, the negative ones and at times the positive ones. And one day he found this critic that absolutely hated his book, just said it was a piece of garbage. And then he found this other great critic who just gave it a rave review. And so he took both of the reviews and put them side by side and enveloped them back up and sent them respectively to the other people. So they had to read these other great reviewers giving it a positive review, and one got to read the negative, and that kind of just balanced it all out for me. I don't really buy into it or read that much about it. I just try and lead with my heart, and we did what we did. It's out there, and hopefully you enjoy it.
Arriesgas lo que has levantado. ¿Cómo crees que lo levanté?
No hace falta que te quiera todo el mundo. Basta con unas cuantas personas.
¿No te da vergüenza?
corazón. Padre, el mundo está cambiando y no quiero pertenecer al vuestro.
Usted nos sacó de las sombras. Nos ha convertido en una familia de verdad.
This is